So Nick, can you tell us what motivated you to get out here on this terrible day and ride your bike and exercise?
I guess it's the same thing that motivates me to get out on the bike almost any time, and that is to be with friends. Connections are the most important thing in life, I think, and if your friends are going riding and they ask you to go with them, you go. It's a great motivator.
Hi, my name is Bill, and I am a competitive athlete, and I have metastatic melanoma. Hi, thanks for checking back in. Today we're going to be talking about motivation. I have to really dig deep for motivation this year. I have a huge goal of riding 7,200 miles in honor of the people who in the United States died of melanoma every year. I also have a goal of raising funds and awareness for the Melanoma Research Alliance. And so today we are going to be discussing the ins and outs of motivation. I'm hugely motivated to support and create a fundraiser for the Melanoma Research Alliance. The Melanoma Research Alliance, such a worthy cause. They support high-risk research, cutting-edge research, to find different ideas with drugs and with treatments. They draw in young investigators into their fold with grants and making sure of a competitive life in melanoma research. They collaborate with workshops and symposiums. They partner with other organizations. They set people up with the right clinical trials. So the Melanoma Research Alliance is definitely something that we want to throw in behind, and that's why I am so motivated this year. So Carmen, what do you do in order to motivate yourself to exercise?
Thank you for having me, Bill. About 5 years ago, I had a really bad health scare, and I knew at the time that I really had to prioritize my health. And so I've always been extremely athletic. I grew up in Germany, and I always walked to school and rode my bike and participated in organized sports, and I always kind of kept that with me. And then when I had my health scare, I knew I had to up it for a little bit. What really motivates me is A, my health, B, my children. I remember when the doctor gave me the diagnosis of choroid melanoma, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, I want to see my kids graduate from high school. It was a very emotional moment. And so I changed the way I ate, and I started long distance running. I worked out in the gym every day, and I utilized that just to start my day in a great way every morning.
First, let's talk about some of my drivers for motivation. This year, I need to be healthy. If I'm going to continue to fight in my cancer journey, I'm going to need to figure out how to get motivated, and with terrible weather already afoot, motivation has been tested through and through, as you will see today. First of all, my motivation is that I need to give back. I need to find a way and a focus to give back to the cancer community that has come so far in their research to help me get to where I am right now. Next, another reason for motivation is just being with comrades. I mean, riding a bike together or doing something together is so important and so much fun. Next, the spirit of competition. I love to compete as a bike racer, and that drives and motivates me to no end. Mutual suffering, shared experience, another driver for motivation. Finally, my motivation for doing this is to be in good health. A lot of people are trying to do their due diligence and find that fountain of youth by exercising well.
All right.
So what motivates you, Dre, on a day like today?
Well, I mean, for me, it's a multitude of things. A lot of it is, being with friends and camaraderie. A lot of it is training after having raced 2 decades, that I need to kind of try to do as much as I can to stay on top of my game.
Yeah, Brent. So what makes you want to ride today?
Well, on days like today, it's nice and chilly out on a Friday, but little exercise in the outdoors with my buddies. Always kind of does the body and mind good at the end of a week. The thing I like about bike riding, number one, is it's kind of low impact, but it also just makes me feel like a kid again. When you get to ride your bike, it's like, you know, you first get on it, pumping up and down and hanging out. It makes you just feel young again. You get to ride with your buddies.
So Bill, just how does one get motivated? That's very different for every person. For me, it all starts with a positive mindset. I chose to live with a positive mindset when I had my cancer diagnosis, and that has made all of the difference, both in my body and in my mind. So number one, having a positive mindset is absolutely imperative. Although fear itself is a great motivator, without a doubt, I would stick with the positive mindset over fear any day. Another way of being motivated is by being motivated by others that are doing amazing things. Surround yourself by those that motivate you. I hope that I can motivate somebody else, maybe you, but all in all, surrounding yourself by people who are motivated is definitely motivating. A person who has a passion for learning, definitely that is how you go about being motivated. You learn everything you can possibly learn about the topic. Next, you need to create a battle plan. You need to have an idea of how you're going to be moving forward with motivation. For instance, like myself, going in to try to tackle 7,200 miles, I have to have a battle plan for everything that I'm going to be doing, all of my training. You'll see it here. Finally, you need to have some tangible goals. So, there you go. So Danny, what brings you out on a day like today? What motivates you to exercise?
Well, when it's snowing and you have a mountain bike, they go together really well. But when you have friends out who want to, it makes it more fun. And when you're done, it makes the beer taste a lot better. You work hard, but it's really cool putting fresh tracks in the snow. And if you fall, a little softer. So it's all positive, and it's good exercise, and it's a lot of fun, and you get to hang out with your buddies.
Now, what happens if you can't meet those goals? That's where the positive mindset comes in. You have to be able to have some realistic outcomes here. I know for a fact my goal today was to do X amount of miles at a certain heart rate intensity or a power intensity, and I was not able to do that simply because I was not recovered enough due to poor sleep. So there are those pitfalls that are going to be along the way. You have to be able to go beyond it and around it, negotiate it. It is nothing more than a temporary obstacle. And you're going to have so many of those in your motivation, but to stay the course, to look long term. Yes, short term, there may not be those successes, but the long-term goals. 7,200 miles is a long-term goal. There's going to be lots of times where I'm not going to be able to do the mileage, whether it's based on my physical or my emotional state. And so you have to be prepared to have that in there.
I've gone beyond training these days. I'm not training for anything except life, and so I ride a lot. I ride 80 to 100 miles a week, most weeks in decent weather, and I do that so I'm out with friends and keep me fit. I want to be fit for life.
Please tap that like and subscribe button so that we can get more of this kind of content out to people who might really need it. Now, our mileage update so far for 2022, it's ticking away. I am currently at 554 miles of the 7,200. Now, I'll get there, but right now it doesn't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Stay tuned for our next video, which is going to be talking about our experience with treatment phase of my metastatic melanoma.